support.
The maestro, please!
Last week of May, and it has continued to give us a good amount of things to talk about. This'll be for the week of
May 28th, 2022.
On this day in music, back in 1971, Imagine by John Lennon would begin recording and would go on to become his best-selling song of his solo career. In addition to being named one of the best songs by BMI, RIAA, the Grammys, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Guinness Book of World Records, and Rolling Stone. You know, despite what I said about May giving us a lot to talk about, it really only gave us one new classical album to talk about.
Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing.
On that same note, a lot of the jazz stuff we talked about were just reissues, with really only 2 new jazz albums.
Singing.
I love rock and roll. Wild child. You got me running through the turnstile.
Black Key's been doing pretty well on the charts ever since 2010's Brothers. Every album since then has gotten into the top 10 on the Billboard 200.
I am no mother, I am no bride, I am king.
Another album from Florence and the Machine, constantly blurring the lines between pop, alternative, folk, and rock, and there are even some spoken word elements in here as well.
It's bigger than hip hop, hip hop.
Shit on my mind and it's heavy. Tear you in pieces cause it's way too heavy. My diamonds, the Joker is heavy. More life to give.
This is it, the big one, Kendrick Lamar's last release on his Top Dog Entertainment contract. Will this live up to the precedents that Damn set? That's gonna be a hard one to beat considering his previous album won the Pulitzer Prize, but let's see what happens. Everyone's loving it so far, and for good reason. Album number 4 from the Chainsmokers, and the release strategy for this one was very different from their previous ones. Typically, while they're on tour, they release the album track by track in between stops. Obviously, there was a pandemic, so they couldn't do that, but they actually gave themselves a full hiatus so they could actually take time to work on the music as opposed to doing it while on the road.
And now I need some help from the maestro, please!
I think I'm gonna stay right here tonight. Cause that could be dangerous. That could be dangerous.
Well, maybe June will have us stop finally talking about this. Minisode 2, Thursday's Child, following up Minisode 1, Blue Hour, back in 2020. This EP actually exceeded sales for their previous album they released, The Chaos Chapter Freeze, so people really be loving TXT, but are they going to love them more than BTS?
When you drunk, you tell me exactly how you feel. When I'm loaded, I keep it real.
No surprise that this is still up here. Future has some staying power, if you can believe it. And if you're really liking this album, I do recommend checking out the deluxe edition. You get 6 additional tracks.
Y ahora toca un verano sin ti. Lo estoy pasando bien, no te voy.
The album was a long time covering, considering the lead single from this, Calladita, was released on May 31st of 2019, well before the pandemic.
Shit on my mind and it's heavy. Tear you in pieces cause it's way too heavy. My diamonds, the Joker is heavy. More life to give.
Don't even know why I bothered playing Mr. Morale, the title track for this album on this segment. We're already gonna do a pop analysis of it. You know it was coming. We did the same thing with Damn. The song's gonna change for next week's record rundown, because this is obviously gonna still be up here. Now at the end of the month, May treated us very well. Had a good number of things. As we transition to summer, hopefully June can keep this going.
And now I need some help from the maestro, please! Maestro!